What is up, F1 lunatics? Yes. Cheese in the house, Greeny here. We are back another week. We are 1 week away, unbelievably. So, 1 week away from a semi normal 2021 Formula One season. At least what we believe might be or hopes to be a normal Formula One season. I'm here with the one and only Ryan the Cheese O'Rourke, co-pilot to my pilot today, eastbound and down with the hammer down. Load him up. Cheese, what you got to say?
What's up, my man? I'm stoked as heck, man. 1 week away. Opening day to a Formula One season is coming. Let's get pumped. Let's get ready. We're in the paddock. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. And of course, no season will be complete without a season preview special. So here we go. We're going to talk about the top five constructors. Actually, all 10 constructors. We're going to talk about the top 10 drivers. We're going to rank our top 10 drivers. And then we're going to get to a little in the fast lane, open that DRS. And we're going to fire off some questions over here to the Cheese and see what he thinks of the 2021 season. So let's get to it. All right, man. What do you think? Constructors, this is a big year for constructors. We have, I think, maybe what it looks like the first time in at least 3 or 4 seasons that we have a situation where Mercedes can be threatened at the top, at least preseason, before we run any races. It's exciting at the moment. But let's start at the bottom. Let's start at the bottom couple of constructors and what to look for in really the bottom 4 constructors. Do we have anything to look for in Alpine, Alfa Romeo, in Williams, and in Haas Racing?
Not too much. We'll have some points down there, but not too much really to look at. Haas pretty much spent no development whatsoever on this year's car. They pretty much are looking next year with the change in regulations. That's where their development is pretty much set. So this year was just almost the wash for their cars, basically the same cars last year. So we'll be going nowhere. Williams, some improvement. The car does have some aero issues said by Russell. The car can be very twitchy, probably in traffic, so probably still going to be back of the pack with the chance of, throwing some chance of some points. Alfa Romeo, same issues. Will be better. Race pace and not so much compared to the other big boys, so they will also be scoring possibly some points with Kimi, because Kimi can do things, but still back of the field. Alpine, same thing, will be a little bit quicker than Alpha, but still be near the back of the field. Fernando will score some points because he's Fernando, but that's pretty much where the bottom 4 will be. From that point, I'm probably going to say AlphaTauri will be there. Race pace will be 6th for AlphaTauri. Race pace wasn't so great. One lap pace, the car looked good, but we run races here in Formula One, not one lap races. So,
all right, slow down now, big fella. All right, awesome. You're getting a little ahead of yourself. So we wanted to get down the top or the bottom 4. So if I heard you correctly, you have 7 Alpine, 8 Alfa Romeo, 9 Williams, and 10 Haas. That's where they're going to finish. 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I correct, sir?
You are correct, sir.
All right, wonderful. All right, so now let's move on before we get a little too crazy. Let's look at 5 and 6, and there could be some flexibility there between 5 and 6 this year in the constructors. You can kind of go either way in a few different directions. So tell me about 5. Tell me about 6. Let's start with number 6 on your list.
I'm gonna have AlphaTauri at number 6. 1 lap pace, car looked good, as I just said. Race pace, not so much. About 7 seconds behind the Ferrari, so that's not really going to cut the mustard. So I'm going to say 6 for AlphaTauri. We'll score some points. You never know with a win, possibly in there. Gasly did that last year, but I'm going to say 6 for them. And then I'm going to say for 5th, Aston Martin. Poo-poo, ka-choo.
Poo Pikachu and Aston Martin rounding out the bottom six this year.
That would be
And
5.
I'm sorry, yeah, the bottom five. No, 4, 5, 6. That was 6.
That was 5 were for Aston Martin.
But that was 6 teams because we have 4 teams to go.
Oh, I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah. Oh.
Oh
All
yeah.
good. Oh yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Yeah. So that was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like we said. Yeah. I mean, I think between AlphaTauri and Aston Martin, based on the times, based on the reliability of the engines, you could have a battle there, and you could have some questions between 5, 6. I can go 5, 6 AlphaTauri, Aston Martin. You had it the other way around. Martin over AlphaTauri. I think you have more experience at drivers with Vettel and Stroll, but who knows what you're going to get this season from Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly. But it could go either way, and I can definitely see Aston Martin coming out in 5th and Tori coming out in 6th this season. So that brings us to the core 4 of Formula One this season. And I think I know who is 1, 2. So let's talk about 3, 4. Break them down. Number 4, who you got? Cheese.
I have McLaren finishing 4th. Car was a bit slower than the Ferrari, so that's why I'm going to have him at 4. They will score points. Ricardo will score points. Lando will score points, but I'm going to have him at 4. I don't think the pace will be as quick as a Ferrari. So leading into that, I'm going to have my team, the Scuderia, finishing 3rd, which will be very nice to see. Them getting back near the top, but not quite there yet. They're definitely not a top contender this year. Definitely going to be a mid pack, which is going to be tighter, but they will lead the mid pack this year. Car looks very much improved. Addition of Sainz instead of Vettel, who needed the change, will bring a fresh start in the Ferrari, which will push Leclerc, and they will finish 3rd.
First of all, who's your team? What do you work in the garage over at Ferrari? Do you own a Ferrari?
I do not own a Ferrari. I've been rooting for Ferrari for many, many moons, so that's why they are my team.
I don't know if they're your
I am
team.
part of the Tifosi, my friend.
I think you're a Ferrari enthusiast, and maybe one day you'll get that Ferrari and you can bring it to the racetrack and drive at 185 miles an hour. But yeah, I did completely disagree with your assessment of Ferrari. I think Ferrari is a solid lock for 4th. I think McLaren is fairly solid lock for 3rd, and let me tell you, over the trajectory of the last 3 to 4 seasons, especially the last 3 seasons, McLaren's going one way and Ferrari's going the other way. Their times have gone down, their performance has gone down, and resulting in the final points of each of those last 3 seasons of Ferrari going down consecutively, and the last 3 seasons of McLaren going up consecutively. So it's really, really hard to sit here and, regardless of whatever testing was, whatever timing was, whatever you say about the drivers and experience, and I like all 4 drivers. I really like all 4 drivers. I think Danny and Lando make a great pair in that McLaren, and I think Leclerc and bringing Sainz into Ferrari was an absolutely fantastic move, and he's a good guy. And you have 2 good guys in there, and it's a great replacement for Vettel, who's a legend, who's leaving, who obviously that car was tailored for Charles Leclerc and was not tailored for Vettel, and you could see based on his performance. And yeah, I think McLaren's
I'm
going
going
to
to
come
tell
out
you
on
why
top.
you're wrong again. All right, I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. All right, the Ferrari will be much improved this year. The problem with last year's Ferrari was the Aero was designed for a car that would have had more horsepower. The car did not have the horsepower. This year, the horsepower is there. The Aero package is there. The car's not going to be as twitchy at the rear. Leclerc already said the car is way better than it was last year. The car will be massively improved. The engine, it's a Ferrari. It better have horsepower. It didn't have horsepower last year. It's going to have horsepower, therefore the Aero package will work, and that's why they will finish ahead of McLaren. Ferrari is back, but not to the where Ferrari needs to be, which is at the front. They are going to be improved, massively improved. They will lead the mid-pack, and that's where you're wrong.
We were also saying that McLaren made either no improvements from last season to this season. They've continued to make improvements every single season. Why would I think they wouldn't continue to make improvements from 2020 into 2021, where Ferrari has had worse times from 2018 to 2019, 2019 to 2020. I'm not saying they're going to have worse times in 2020, but they have a lot of work to do to catch up to where McLaren is, and I disagree. But obviously, the chips are going to fall where they may when the season opens. You are the expert, and I am just a co-pilot to your dreams. And that also brings us to the number 1 and number 2 slots this season. Highly contested the last week or so, not contested at all the month of February. And spring is here, and therefore we have some contest in regards to Mercedes, Red Bull, 1-2, 2-1. Cheese, take it away, man.
This one's a tough one. There's a lot of things that you have to weigh when you're making this pick. Is Red Bull going to be that much stronger for the entire season? As they showed in preseason testing, and the Merc didn't look as good. Merc was twitchy. But are the boys at Brackley going to spit the bit for a chance? I don't know if that can happen. Over the long haul of 23 races, the most races in Formula One has ever had. So I don't know if Red Bull can do that for the whole thing. So I'm still going to have Merc number 1 until they have knocked off the podium. And I'm going to have Red Bull number 2. Because I cannot see the boys at Brackley not fixing that car and putting it back to the way Merc has been over the last 8 seasons. I can't see that happening. So I'm going to have Merc 1, Red Bull 2. Red Bull much improved will challenge for the entire season. We'll actually have races to watch near the end of the season without, worrying about points or anything like that, because the series is pretty much over. But it'll go down to the wire, but Merc will pull it out because they're the champs. 8 years in a row. I can't pick somebody else until they're knocked off. Not knocked off. I can't.
Yeah, I totally agree. And thanks for stepping over me there. But it's pretty hard to 7 straight seasons to look at Mercedes and say this is not their year, based on a couple of preseason times and sandbagging possibly, and maybe the times are no good, right? Maybe Mercedes did lose a step, or maybe the field caught up with Mercedes, which is possible. But Lewis Hamilton is probably one of the best athletes in the world right now. I mean, he's transcending his sport. He's transcending Formula One, and I think he knows it. He feels it. He has a different crowd around him. If you follow his Instagram or his Twitter, and you see the celebrity that Lewis Hamilton is becoming, he's determined. And I think, and we'll get to this in the next segment, but I think Mercedes, just on the will of Lewis Hamilton and maybe not on the car itself, will get there. And again, we're going to talk about that in the next segment. So Mercedes 1, Red Bull 2. I know it's a cowardly and easy pick, but I'm okay with it. It sounds like you're okay with it.
I'm okay with it because until they get knocked off, I can't. Until you knock off the king, you're the king. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's a homer's pick. I'm not gonna lie, but I just can't see the boys at Brackley not fixing the car. If there is things to fix, I just can't see them not doing it. Red Bull is improved 100%, but over 23 races, the Merc will finish in the top until I am proven otherwise. I
And
can't make another pick.
And on that note, we're going to head into break, but stick around. We have the top 10 drivers we're going to pull through 1 through 10 next. And in the fast lane with Cheese, we're going to fire off some questions, see what we can how much he can take. And we'll be back right after this. What's up, everyone? Greeny from In the Paddock here. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Please let me explain. It's free. Okay, free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you for free, so it can be heard on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many, many more. You can make money as well. Money with your podcast. No minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. We are back, F1 Lunatics, here to break down the 2021 season before it happens, and so we can look back at the end of the season and see what kind of fools we are, or what kind of geniuses we are, or who the heck knows what, based on a 2020 season. Who the hell knows what's going to happen in 2021? But we're going to hope for the best. Expect Mercedes to win, and see where it goes from there. So let's break down the top 10 without further ado. My top 10 drivers, and then Cheese, you can hammer me out here.
I can't wait to hear this.
As I
have my pen ready. I have my pen ready to jot this down. I want to hear so I can call your shenanigans and rubbish.
All right. So without further ado, here we go. Top 10, where I predict the top 10 point finishers will be, starting with number 10, which is Hall of Famer Sebastian Vettel. Number 10. Any problems?
I have no problems with that.
No problems with that so far. All right.
No.
All right. Number 9. Driving the AlphaTauri, Pierre Gasly.
I like it. I like that one very much. I like that one. Ooh, I'm liking this so far. All right. Let's go.
All right, a little bold, but we'll see.
I like it. I like the boldness. I like it. Yes. You get a yes on that one. Give it to me. I'm liking it.
In number 8, we're at 8. You're not going to like this. Carlos Sainz, 8th this season.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Yeah, I know you don't like that one.
Yeah, I don't like that one. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And let me tell you why. It's a new car that did not perform up to par in 2020. You got a guy coming into a new car. I don't love it. That's it. So 8th is top 10. Prove me wrong. Get on the track. Finish top 5 next weekend in Bahrain and shut me up.
Wow, bold. I like that's bold, but you're wrong. But I like your bold thought, but you're wrong. The man's got something to prove. He's got to put up or shut up. So I like the ending there. But no. No.
All right. What number 7? Lando Norris, number 7. I don't think you horribly disagree at that spot, number 7. You thought I was going to go Charles Leclerc there, but I didn't.
No, I didn't think you'd know it because you would have did that and I would have lost my mind, and you know that. So no.
No.
7, I can see it. I can see it. That would also that would mean he's going to progress and step up in a pretty big way. I want to see it be proven. I had him lower on my list, but I can see it.
That's fair. So obviously that puts Charles Leclerc in 6.
Yeah, wrong. Get out of town. Come on.
Which
Come
puts
on.
Danny in 5. And before I go to my top 4, any comments so far?
Yeah, this is Leclerc and Sainz. No chance. No way. No way. No how it can happen. Not
6,
that low.
6 and 8 for those of you.
I got both on my list. Both are 2 spots higher each.
6 and 4th. Ferrari is going to have a driver in the top 4 because I have.
Who do you have? Who do you have it for?
Well, I have Sergio at 4.
Checo.
Why wouldn't you have Checo at 4?
Okay.
Um.
Okay.
Then I have Bottas at 3.
I had the same.
Which puts Max at 2.
I had the same.
And Lewis Hamilton becoming the greatest of all time, winning once again at number 8. And at number 1, I think, as I said in the previous segment, I don't think that the shortcomings or the possible shortcomings of the Mercedes vehicle, right? So at worst case scenario, the shortcomings in the Mercedes vehicle. Worst case scenario, you have X driver, right? You have our in baseball, you have WAR, right? For those of you who understand baseball and deep statistics, you have, wins against replacement, right? And what that replacement driver is. So if you have, test dummies driving these vehicles, it's very possible that Mercedes and Red Bull have very, very similar times, or they could go either direction, right? But we don't have test dummies. We don't have variables driving it. We have actual drivers. And I think Lewis Hamilton is determined to win number 8. I don't know what next year is going to be. I don't even know if he's going to be around to drive next season. But if he wins number 8, if he's able to do that this season, I think he's going to go all out to do it. I think there's more motivation now than ever, especially because of what happened during testing. I think I think he's rope-a-doping it as well, and I think they're all playing along at Mercedes based on the tweets this week, based on how they're basically, saying how much better Red Bull is than them. I got to go with Hamilton number 1, Max number 2, Bottas 3, Sergio 4, Danny 5, Charles Leclerc 6, Lando 7, Carlos Sainz 8, Pierre Gasly 9, and Sebastian Vettel 10. That is my top 10 for 2021. Cheese, take it away.
Not bad. You're wrong in some spots, but not bad. I got Hamilton 1, Max 2, Bottas 3, Leclerc 4, Checo 5, Sainz 6, Danny 7, Lando 8, Seb 9, and Gasly 10.
Solid list. That's a solid list, and I think pretty close in a lot of spots. Some disagreements in other spots. I think we have some older drivers in the field this year. I think we might get some younger drivers popping in. So to piggyback on that and a wonderful top 10, any surprises after number from 11 down, anyone that might surprise people this season that might finish 11, 12, or that might even challenge for that 10 spot that we did not talk about?
Well, you had Seb at 10. So 11th, a surprise for 11th. Yuki? Yuki would be a surprise at 11.
The rookie driver, that would be something else. If someone like that can challenge, if Yuki or if even someone out of the back, you think someone like a George Russell could compete this season after last season and after some of the highlights we saw? You think he can get close to that top 10 spot in that Williams this season? Any chance?
A big fat can of nope on that one. No chance. None. The car ain't there. The car's not there. No chance. No chance at 10. He'll be happy to get some points. It's the Williams.
You heard it
Nowhere.
here. You heard it here first from the Cheese. No chance. No top 10. Listen, what a great segment. Appreciate your knowledge. Appreciate your time. In the fast lane, we're going to finish it up. Vroom, vroom. Let's do it. After this, stick around. Greeny and the Cheese in the Paddock. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. We are back, F1 lunatics, and we before we get to the fast lane with Cheese firing off some questions in your face and see what you come up with. And for those folks on the Vegas line or on your apps or on your gambling apps, strap yourself in because you want to be taking notes here and these over-unders and these chances of finishes. And they trust you, Cheese, so don't let them down. But before we get to that, we got Bahrain.
I pray to God nobody's putting many on my madness.
You know, here in the States, we all got paid by the government. So everyone got a large chunk of government cheese this week. So people are looking to give that
cheese
back. They're looking to give it to anyone they possibly can. So now's a good time to get on eBay and sell your junk or, invest in some cryptocurrency or gamble on some Formula One racing in Bahrain next week. And I'm sure they'd love to take your bets. Windows are open. And with a preview of Bahrain and have your pencil and paper ready, Brian O'Rourke. Cheese, go ahead, man.
I love Bahrain. It's a proper F1 racetrack. 3.36 miles, 15 corners, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. 3 DRS zones, 352 meters from the start, from pole position, before you hit the first braking zone. So it's a race down to the first corner, which is a hairpin. Come out of that, and you got the little S section of 5, 6, 7, the downhill corner in the 10 where people will lock up the tires if you don't have the braking times right, and you'll lose time. And then a proper end of the track with a little S section, doubles, and then a nice back stretch till you hit the front stretch. Love the track. It's very fast. It's pure speed. With a little technical section in there, but your car better be lean, mean, and ready to go fast, because that's where you're going to make up the most time.
Lean and mean, and we'll see who the leanest and meanest car is. Again, 7 days from today in Bahrain, sucking up the sand, and I have not got a weather report yet. I know we drive at night, and I know it'll probably be 148 degrees in the daytime. And it's the desert, so
it's hot. Wear your white.
It gets hot. It gets toasty in the daytime, and I'm sure the track does not cool off that much in the nighttime. But Bahrain, man, 7 days from today. Yeah. All right, let's get in the fast lane here, and we're gonna fire off some questions. Mick Schumacher, over under 2.5 top 10 finishes this season.
Out of 10, or just just a yay or nay on that one.
2.5 races that he finishes in the top 10. You can accidentally finish in the top 10. I mean, you can be just a war of attrition. You're just war of attrition. 2.5. We're talking about the back of the pack car. We're talking about the back of the pack car. Under less than 2.5. I'm writing this stuff down.
Under. No chance. 0.
Scale 0 to 10. Kimi Räikkönen finishes the season. 0 to 10. Kimi Räikkönen. 41-year-old Kimi finishes the season.
10.
10. Definitely finishing the season.
Nowhere. Absolutely. Kimi ain't going nowhere. Kimi ain't going nowhere. Unless he physically cannot drive the car, Kimi will be in there. Please. That's ludicrous. That's a ludicrous question. Come on now. Why are you wasting my time with that?
Wasting your time. Uh, sorry, I have a whole list of questions here. Over under 2.5, McLaren wins this season.
Under.
Under 2.5 wins.
Under 2.5.
You're not loving McLaren. I mean, I didn't say Ferrari. I said McLaren. And
I understand what you said, but
saying,
no, I don't see them winning 3 races. No.
Over under 4.5. Over under 4.5. Yuki Tsunoda top 10 finishes this season.
Over.
Over.
23 races. I think he can do it 5 times.
5 times or more. Awesome.
I'll take it. I'll take that bet.
Over under 15.5. Fernando Alonso race starts this season. Over under 15.5 race starts by Fernando Alonso.
Over. The man was in the car with a titanium jaw. He'll be in that car for the whole year, unless he physically can't be in there. But no, he'll somehow be in that car. Man's racing with a titanium jaw. Yes, absolutely. Over.
0 to 10. Lance Stroll has a better season than Sebastian Vettel.
7.2.
So we're leaning Stroll, but slightly, even almost strongly leaning Stroll.
Yes. 7.2.
0 to 10 chance Toto Wolff drops another F-bomb in live TV this season.
Oh, man. Ooh, I like that question. I'm going to say 10 because I hope it happens. Because I got the greatest kick out of that one. So I'm going to say 10 because I hope it happens.
A wishful 10.
A wishful 10. A wishful 10.
0 to 10. George Russell drives a different Formula One car between now and the end of the season than he's driving right now.
4.5.
4.5. All right. So a
just,
shot.
Just in the
Good
fact
shot.
that it is a COVID, just in the fact that it's a COVID year still. So you never know. But yeah, 4.5, just because it's a COVID year. If it wasn't COVID, it'd be like a 1.2.
All right. He's on the board, though, the 1.2 in a non-COVID year. And would you give it?
4.5 because of COVID year.
I'm sorry, 4.5 in a COVID year.
Because the COVID is still rampant. F1 teams did get the vaccine if they wanted to.
Special vaccine
for testing. But I'm not sure if everybody chose to do it or not. Some teams did, some teams didn't. So, from my understanding, so I'm not 100% sure. But you never know this year. This year's madness.
Who's going to win more races this season? Valtteri Bottas or Max Verstappen?
Max Verstappen, 100%.
100%.
100%. Not even, no questions. 100%.
All right, and final question: 3.5 is the over/under for Ferrari podiums this year.
Over. 100% over. Put up or shut up here, baby. It's put up or shut up. You better put them on the podium. Put up or shut up. Let's go. Better be 4 more. Yes, over.
Is 3.5 an insulting number?
Yes.
He's insulted by 3.5.
I am insulted by that number.
Well, I guess we'll
So yes.
see. I guess we'll see. I'm jotting it down in my notebook, and I'm going to put the notebook away. And like I said, at the end of the season, we're going to get together. It's going to be Christmas. We're going to get Christmas hats, the Santa hats. Maybe I'll dress up. I'll have a white beard. We'll bring the kids over. We'll sit them on their lap, and I'm going to open up our predictions. And based on how many predictions you get right, is what kind of present you're going to get. Have you been a good prediction boy or a bad prediction boy? And we're going to see. We're going to open up the envelope. So this is going away. I'm going to fold it up.
I think you've lost your mind.
We're folding it up, and we're going to check back at the end of the season and see what's up. I think that's really, I think that's it for our season preview. This was a very special season preview. I do appreciate you tagging along, and I do appreciate everyone out there downloading and listening here to In the Paddock with Greeny and The Cheese. We're going to bring you races all season long, so do not miss it. Post-race, check us out. You're going to watch the race on Sunday, and you're going to check us out on Monday, or probably Sunday night. You know, if you're up late, past the midnight hour, probably get it up there. If not, you know, Monday on your way to work, or when you're home counting your stimulus money and not working, you can do that too. And you can listen to In the Paddock and, you know, throw down some gambling bets, go there on some sites. And yeah. What do you got for us, Cheese?
I think you're out of your mind a little bit, but with your gambling, how many bets do you place a week?
Listen, you got to have a hobby, and
how many bets do you place a week? That is a question.
There's food on the table every night for the kids. The mortgage is paid every month.
Over under 5.5 bets you will place in the Formula One season this year.
Over. I thought you were going to say this weekend.
There was zero hesitation in that.
I thought you were going to say how many bets I'm going to place for this coming weekend. That's definitely over under 5.5. So I think we're going to beat it by the end of March. We're barely going to get through. We're going to get through the first week of spring, and we're going to have
more than 5.5 for this upcoming race.
We got stimulus money coming in.
Wow,
what are we supposed to do with all this money that the government is giving us here in the U.S. for, you know, I have a job. I work every day, and then I talk to you at night, and I have cash. So what am I worried about? You know, you got to put some bets. We're going to bet that Ferrari does not score points. I think that's going to be a bet. We're going to bet we're going to go Hamilton for the win. And I'm also going to put a bet down for Sergio for the win. I'm going to go Sergio for the win and Hamilton for the win to even it out.
Ooh, that's a bold one. That's bold.
You got to be bold. You got to listen. You're going to have to make some cash. You're going to have to make a move. I'm not mortgaging my house. This isn't, you know, some kind of 5-digit bet. And, you know, I mean, we have plenty of Dogecoin to buy as well. So we got to make sure we could do that as well. And yeah, and we're going to go with, you know, 1, 2, 3. I think we're going to go with, if I did a trifecta, if I had a trifecta, I would go Sergio, Hamilton, Max. I like that trifecta. I think it's going to pay big. So if you're listening out there and you want to go 1, 2, 3, that's a decent paying 1, 2, 3. I don't think that's a terrible idea. I also don't think you can go wrong with a Danny in 3, and that would also I think for payouts. Listen, you want to spread it out a little bit. You want to spread the love. You don't want to go big. Really, ideally, you want to make 10 bets, right? This way you can spread your love out. You can make 10 bets, equal amount. You want to know how much you have to spend. So say you have $100 to spend, which, I mean, you're a rookie if you have $100 and you're showing up, right? But say you're a rookie and you have $100, you know, you want to make 10 $10 bets. This way you're spreading your love around. You know, you don't want to go in there and you don't want to make bets putting $50 down with $100 in your pocket. That's a rookie move. And that'll get you broke pretty quick.
I can't. When did this become gambling science going on here?
You know what? The last segment, I think we're in the fast lane, and people like me, we
You hit
roll
the
in the
gas,
fast
son.
lane. Yeah, hit the gas, and I'm not a rookie when it comes to this stuff. I don't encourage anyone to gamble, and 1-800-GAMBLER is the number to call in the U.S. if you do have a gambling problem, which I don't because I win.
Well, excuse me.
I have an extensive track record of winning, and like I said, I'm not encouraging anyone to gamble. I'm just saying if you enjoy that as a hobby, then I'm just giving you some numbers here and some bets, and if they're wrong, my my Instagram handle is cheese in the paddock,
That's
and
mine, you fool.
if
That would be
they're
Greeny
right,
in the Paddock.
and
That
if
would
they're
be
right,
Greeny in the Paddock.
yeah, you can hit me up at Greeny in the paddock when I'm right, and I'll come down there and we'll um if anyone wins on that trifecta, if you guys win on that trifecta, hit me up on my advice. Hit me up at Instagram, Greeny in the paddock, and I will send you out a half a dozen of the best bagels in the New York City area. All right. If you play the trifecta and show me you play the trifecta and win on one of my trifectas, I will send you a gift. Plus, you're going to get the gift of cash, straight cash from one of my trifectas. So I think we're going to leave it at that.
Is this going to be a weekly thing? Your trifecta call for the week?
I
I
don't
like
know.
it.
Maybe. I don't know.
I like it.
You
I
like the
like
gambling
it.
section.
I
You like
like
the
it.
gambling segment.
I like your. I would like to hear your trifecta of the week, or your. Well, we want to go. We want to go say 4. Go for the superfecta. Really show some cajones.
I'm going to work on the cajones with the superfecta. Let's work on it next time. We got Bahrain right in front of us. I think we have Italy after that. Where are we going after that? I think we're going to Italia after that. So buckle yourselves in. We're going to have a long season, 23 races, the longest season ever. We're going to be with you every single week post race. Cheese, what you got to say?
We'll see you next week after Bahrain.
See you next week, guys. Thanks for listening.